What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is TheTarians, and welcome to my Bleach waifu tier list, where we're going to be rating each of the women from the wonderful world of Bleach and putting them into a tier list to decide who, in my opinion, would make the best wife. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a little weird, I'm just coming back from being sick earlier this week. Just like in the one that I did for the League of Legends ladies, this list is going to be based off of a few criteria. Namely, the conventional attractiveness, their personality and how easy it would be to interact with them, and how good of a wife they would actually be. In addition, my own personal opinion, because this is my video and I get to make the rules. And with all of that out of the way, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content, and let's get into the video. Also, before we begin... Also, the hell tier down here means that you should go to hell and burn forever if this person is your waifu, not that the waifu should go to hell and burn forever. Cool? Cool. Jackie Tristan is definitely a very beautiful woman, and one of the most interesting of the Fullbringers outside of Ginjo and Tsukishima, in my opinion. However, she does have a lot of trauma associated with her powers, and that may make it hard for both you and her to really form a deep connection, in my opinion. I personally think that B tier is appropriate. I mean... Look, you're going to understand my type in women by the end of this video, so I'll just say, yes, she's a woman that could kill me, but also she's a woman that wouldn't just kill me for absolutely no reason. Also, she's mommy, and I will not be debating this one. S tier. In my opinion, Isane is one of those characters that is super cool, but is also in an interesting position as she doesn't get as much screen time as a lot of other characters. However, what we are shown of her is someone who I would say would make an amazing wife and partner, and who is also very attractive in my opinion. If she got more screen time, she'd be S, but until we get more of Hell Arc, she's an A tier for now. Now... Katen Kyokotsu is a choice. While she is very attractive, I don't think it'd be possible to have her be your wife unless your name is Shunsui. So, even though she is attractive, I have to give her D tier because she's a sword 99% of the time. Now, Bambietta is incredibly attractive. I mean, oh my lord, look at those things thangin', but at the same time, she's probably one of the women on this list that would definitely kill you just because she thought it'd be fun, like she did with that one Quincy guy. Due to that, I just don't think she would make that great of a wife. C tier, and I don't want to hear about anyone being like, oh, actually, I want a woman who could just kill me, because I know you wouldn't even have the courage to talk to her. Kukaku Shiba is one of the many tomboy lovers choices on this list, and I do respect it. You'd probably end up being a lot healthier and more physically fit if she was your wife, but you'd also probably feel like you're walking on eggshells most of the time if her relationship with her brother is anything to go by. B tier. Candace falls into the same group as Bambietta because while I don't think she'd kill you for absolutely no reason like Bambietta, I think her wild mood swings that we see would cause her to fry you with her lightning whether she meant it or not. She is more attractive than Bambietta though, so I'll place her higher up in C tier. Out of all three of Haribel's Fracciones, Apache to me is the least physically attractive. Combine that with a very easy to set off temper, and she really doesn't have many redeeming qualities in my opinion. Therefore, D tier. I honestly have no idea how to pronounce this woman's name, and the wiki says Chiruchi, so that's what I'm going with because I don't remember how it was pronounced in the anime. Chiruchi is definitely attractive in my opinion, but due to her own type of narcissism and her need to prove herself, I'm just going to be putting her into C tier. Now, Unohana is a woman who I would let do absolutely anything to me. She's both sides of the equation when it comes to being a mommy and when it comes to being a mommy. And I am here for both sides. S tier without a doubt. Chizuru is a very pervy lesbian who does get more screen time than the other female classmates, so that's why she's on this list at all. She's still just okay in terms of look and rather bad in terms of personality. She's probably one of my least favorite Bleach characters because she's just the predatory lesbian stereotype turned up to 12. D tier. Nanao is a great choice for a multitude of different reasons, from her personality and loyalty being solid to her being a well-written character that helps out Shunsui in a lot of regards. There's nothing really bad I can say about her. I do wish we had more screen time for her before the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and due to that, and in my opinion, not being as attractive as Isane, she deserves a high B tier. Mashiro is just such a cute character, in my opinion, and her personality is so bubbly and wonderful. It also probably helps that she's in a skin-tight suit for the majority of the series. A tier. Misakumi is another one of the tomboy lover characters, but she's also a mommy lover character, and I think that dichotomy between both sides of her and how she can really just switch between the two is amazing. She's also just a reliable person during the times that she's shown, and honestly, I love that for her. A tier, easily. Look, Kiyone certainly isn't a bad character, but she's also very annoying in my opinion, especially when it comes to her and that other guy that were Ukitake's lieutenants basically sharing a singular brain cell every time they were on screen. She also didn't get her sister Asane's good looks, and so I'm going to be putting her lower in B tier. Senjumaru is an amazing choice in my opinion, especially when it comes to her looks, but do be ready for those hands of hers to be touching everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. A tier. Out of all of the women in Bleach, Orihime has to be my absolute favorite. So much so to the point that my partner and I cosplayed as Ichigo and Orihime for an anime convention. I love her character so much, and especially based on what we know about Hell Arc, she is a top of S tier wife. Giselle isn't too bad if you enjoy the idea of playing with joysticks, if you know what I mean. However, the chances that she's going to just kill you and then do some, I wouldn't even say borderline, just straight up necrophilia stuff with your corpse is incredibly high, and you wouldn't even be able to stop it because she'd be in control of your body. D tier. Momo is a great choice if you want a woman who is loyal to another man, that is. Let's be honest with ourselves, if Aizen even comes into a glance of her vision, then it's over for you because she will do anything for that man. However, if you do keep Aizen out of the picture, you'd still have to deal with some trauma, but she is a very good person in my opinion, and she is pretty cute. I'll say B tier. Now, Hiyori definitely could go to jail for some people, but in my mind, especially with her personality, she falls much more into the category of flat-chested woman than lolly in my opinion. Either way, her very bratty personality and the fact that you'd definitely be getting physically abused based on her treatment of both Shinji and Urahara, it's not really a hard decision for me to put her into B tier, missing out on C tier because unlike the ones already there, she wouldn't just kill you for no good reason. Now, if you like this version of Nell, you know, the child who mispronounces words and acts like a child, then I need you to go to hell, knock on Satan's door, and have him introduce you to your new home of an eternal pit of fire. However, if you like the adult version of Nell, as you should, then S tier, easily. She's very attractive, has a wonderful personality in my opinion, is a strong lady, and could probably bench press you. Kiryu Hikifune is like a double whammy of mommy, because on one side you have literally mommy in terms of attractiveness, and then on the other side you have the mommy of making sure your belly is always full. Either way, I know I'm very attracted to both the babe and the beauty. A tier. I feel like Lisa fell into the same problem as Now in terms of she's attractive and I like her personality, but at the same time I don't think we got enough screen time for her to truly appreciate everything that she brought to the table. B tier. Look, if you like Lolly, I can only assume that you enjoy women who are actually psychopaths, and every time I make a tier list, I have my one rule, especially applying to her because she's not even that attractive in my opinion. Do not stick your dick in crazy D tier. Oh, Masaki. Look, it would be a crime if I put one of the only women on this list who is actually a wife and mother, and one who is described as being like the son due to how much she's loved by her whole family, anywhere but S tier. Not to mention her looks, she's very attractive, very beautiful, but by who she is as a person alone, she is S tier material. Meniness is an interesting one, mostly because I don't know what to think. Like, the other Storm River girls, I think that she would probably kill you, but the fact that Kubo has stated that she also doesn't feel any emotions at all makes me think that she would probably not make a good wife, even if she didn't kill you. C tier. Mentally is like Lolly in that she can be very crazy, but unlike Lolly, she needs to be pushed into that crazy. It isn't just crazy by default. Because of that, I'm placing her one tier above Lolly into C tier. Mila Rose is definitely the best out of Haribel's three fracciones in my opinion, and only really acts out due to the shenanigans of the other two. Combine that with her amazing physique and very proud personality, and for me, she lands solidly in A tier. Keigo's sister, Mizuho, is only in the series for a very brief amount of time, and realistically was only in the series as a way to have Ikkaku and Yumichika have a place to stay. She's also just a terrible person to her brother. D tier. Rukia is definitely an amazing person and also a very attractive woman. She's headstrong and knows herself well enough that she's able to be an independent and strong woman. I love her character through and through. However, in my opinion, if your personality doesn't match up well with Renji's, I find it hard for you to be able to handle someone like her as your wife. For those reasons, she just misses out on S tier and is at the very top of A tier. Rangiku is very attractive. I don't think I even need to state the obvious, but she's a bombshell knockout of a woman. Her relationship with Toshiro is great and she has an amazing personality. However, I do think that the trauma from Gin dying is a bit too much for her and she might struggle in a romantic relationship. A tier. Nemu is kind of like Momo in terms of she'll always have her captain as number one and it's not even going to be a competition. She is very attractive though, and if Mayuri wasn't in the picture, she'd be a very good wife in my opinion for a multitude of different reasons. However, Mayuri is in the picture and therefore B tier. Riruka is an interesting choice to be sure, especially because if she wanted to, she could suck out your soul and put it into a doll, or just make you very tiny, which I'm sure Giantis fans are hoping for. Either way, I think the major thing with Riruka is that she is attractive and has a nice personality, but that borderline bipolar disorder she has does make her a bit of a risky choice in my opinion. B tier for me. Sungsun is the worst of Haribel's Fracciones for me, and it's just due to the fact that she's not that attractive, and in addition, she's the instigator between the three. I feel like she just does start a fight with people for no other reason than she likes drama, and then expect me to fight for her. D tier. Shino Madarame only appeared for a little bit during the start of the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and we don't see her at all after that as far as I'm aware. From what we do see, she's very hot-headed, but can be chill when it's needed. I'm going to put her into C tier though, because we just don't know enough about her, in my opinion. Tatsuki is another tomboy lover character, and she's specifically for the tomboy lovers that want to basically be in a wrestling or boxing match 24/7 with their partner. She's also just a great character who genuinely cares about the people around her and is a very well written character in my opinion. A tier for sure. Soifone is... let's be honest here, Soifone is for one of two types of people. Either men who are like, I'd like a woman who could actually kill me, or women who had their queer awakening during Soifone and Yoruichi's fight. Either way, she is a woman who may be a good wife, but you'll definitely always be fighting for second place, just like with Nemu and Momo, because Yoruichi will always come first for her. B tier. Yuyu Yayahara is a character who has only been introduced to us in the No Breaths from Hell one-shot chapter, and because of this, we don't have a whole lot of information about the character. However, she definitely has a very interesting design and how it's influenced by Gyaru fashion, and I know I personally love that style. However, due to her having very limited screen time due to her only being in one chapter for the moment, she ends up at the top of C tier because she basically doesn't have any depth yet, and that could change. Do I even need to really say anything for Yoruichi? She's a ride or die type of woman. She'll have your back and be an amazing partner too. It also helps that she's one of the prettiest women in all of Bleach, and that's definitely not just an opinion based on every piece of fan art I see of her. There's no doubt in my mind that she deserves S tier forever and always. She'll always be our queen. And there you have it, my 100% definitive tier list for how good of a wife your Bleach waifu would make. Also, if I missed any women on this list, it's either because they were part of filler, or they had so little screen time that they'd basically fall into D tier because they have like 2 sentences of dialogue. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Tell me if you agree or disagree with any of my placements in the comment section down below, and I'm certain I'm going to be seeing many comments talking about why your waifu should have been S tier. Also, tell me if you'd like to see the husbando version of this, and while you're down there, go hit that subscribe button to be updated when any of my new videos comes out. Bye bye!